What's up, YouTube fam? It's the Country CEO, or the Reverend Doctor, as I'm affectionately called around here on a Sunday morning. Man, look, have a blessed Sunday, man. Hope all is well with you. So I just want to share a little bit with you guys about what I'm talking about this morning. That familiar and famous story of Lazarus, right? Everybody knows the story of Lazarus, one of the people in the Bible that Jesus cared a lot about. Lazarus had a sister named Mary and Martha. Lazarus dies, and Jesus heard about it. He was in a neighboring town. He could have been there in 2 days. Instead, he waited to 4 to go. And for sure, Lazarus was dead, right? And it was believed in that culture and in that time that if someone was dead for 4 days, they were sure enough dead. Jesus could have got there, but he waited. He got there, Lazarus was dead. And so I'm picking up this story today on the part where Jesus gets there and he says, "Show me where you laid him down." And so they take Jesus to the tomb. And back then they didn't have tombs like we have. It was a rock that was in front of the hollowed out rock where the body was placed. And so the stone in front had to be rolled away. And so my thesis or essence of the sermon in a sentence for today is coming out of the dead places, right? Coming out of the dead places. Metaphorically, there's a window that allows us to look through and see that we all perhaps have some dead places in our lives, right? And so just like Lazarus was a dead situation in the lives of Jesus, Martha, and Mary, because he was dead, right? And so one of the principles that I'm teaching today is that you got to confront your crisis, whatever the crisis is. Stop stuffing it away. Stop suppressing it. Stop not wanting to face it. Stop putting it off. You got to confront your crisis. Mary and Martha, they knew Jesus was dead, but now they're in pain, but they still got to confront this thing. Jesus waited 4 days, but now he's confronting the tragedy that happens. And a lot of times people try to go around instead of just go through. Some things is meant for us to go through. Oh, did you get that? Right. And so Jesus confronts this crisis head on by wanting to see where they laid Lazarus down in the tomb. And it just lends a hint that when we decide to face the things that have hurt us, the tragedies, the ups and downs, the letdowns, the failures, whatever it is that we feel like are dead situations in our life, when we decide to confront them, the confronting that thing is the first step towards renewal. Oh my God, that's the first step towards renewal, because then there becomes an acceptance of the reality of, hey, this thing is a real thing in my life. But guess what? I'm not the first one that had to go through this. I'm not the last one that has to go through this. But when you decide to meet it head on, look it dead in the eye and say, yeah, you know what? This is a reality that this has happened to me or in my life. But guess what? It's a sore spot for me. It's a dead spot for me. But guess what? It don't have to stay that way, because watch this. Jesus, that God may get the glory, decides to raise Lazarus from the dead, right? He says, "Lazarus, come forth." Lazarus raises up, right, and walks out of that tomb. Jesus, in effect, makes alive again that which was dead in the life of Martha and Mary. Don't miss that. Jesus makes alive again that which was dead in the life of Mary and Martha. No, the principle here, those things that are dead in our lives can be revived. Dead relationships, dead friendships, dead job situation, dead finances, whatever is dead. Jesus can make that situation alive again when you turn it over to him. Somebody asks, how, preacher? Turn it over to him. Let him work it out. Let God work it out, because nothing just happens to be happening. Your part is to be obedient, to have faith, and correct your wrongs. And that what you can't do, you let God do it. I have a saying around here all the time. I'm going to do what I can do as the leader. What you can do as the followers. And then God's going to do what we both can do, right? That's a principle for somebody today. You do your part, and God's going to do what you can't do. Jesus makes alive again that which was dead in the life of Mary and Martha by raising Lazarus from the dead. Are you ready to turn that thing over to him? Stop worrying about what you're worrying about, that dead situation. Let him revive it. But first, you got to confront it. I hope y'all get that. It's a lot more I could share, but I can't share in these 4 or 5 minutes that I'm giving you. But that's a good premise of a couple principles I'm talking about today. Man, look, y'all be good. Happy Sunday. Video coming out this evening. We got a big week for y'all. I'm gone.